Hi, I'm Dana and today I want to do another cozy little video because I've done videos before about how I often don't really know what I want to do in any given situation. I'm very happy to just follow what other people want to do as long as it's not like really weird or horrible, you know? I just don't really know what I want to do at any point. And I do think some level of that stems from the fact that I was constantly moved around as a child and I didn't get given any option. And my parents always acted like I was being given an option. Like we'd go and view houses together and they'd be like, so what did you think of that? And it was several times it was the place I was like, I don't want to live there. That was horrible. That was the place that we took. And then moving out from my parents, I moved in with my rather abusive ex-boyfriend who, again, it was very like, I'd be like, we could move here or we could go here or we could do this. And he'd be like, I want to do this. And I'd be like, okay, so a compromise could be, and he'd be like, the compromise would be doing this. And I'd be like, okay, that's what we're doing. That's the option. Okay, we're doing it. So when breaking up with him and moving out, I crashed a birthday party essentially. I'd met the person whose birthday it was like once before, but someone that I was friends with invited me, and a guy that was at the party happened to have a spare room, and I really needed to move out from living with my horrible ex-boyfriend who I'd been broken up with for like a year. It was really awkward. So I just took this room with this random guy that I'd met that night and lived there. So and then I had a whole situation with him, moved out with a different housemate, had a whole situation with both them and the house. It was fucking horrible. And my final option was moving into the place that I am in now, which is owned by a friend who's now my landlord. It's not the best situation, but it's where we are. So it hasn't really felt like I've had options. You know, like it hasn't really felt like it's been about what I want to do. It's been, what can I do? I need to get out of this current situation that I'm in. Get me out of here kind of thing. It's been grabbing the first option that I'm given. Because for anyone that's new and needs context, I'm also unemployed. I don't know how the hell I would ever work a job. I just about managed to maintain keeping myself alive in a relatively clean home. So I don't have like money. Like both my parents are also dead and I was no contact with my mum for a while before she died. I don't have any other family. I don't have any real life friends in the area. Things are falling down all around me all the time. It's a horrible life. It's terrible. It's awful here. So basically my entire life has felt like I was either going along with whoever I loved and who I wanted to be happy and wanted to please and everything else, what they wanted, and I just went along with it. Or it's just been grabbing at the option that I'm given and doing what the fuck I can kind of thing. So I've had a little bit more of a solid base here where I've basically managed to miraculously build myself an incredible community of people, and I now have a guarantor and a next of kin and various things that mean that I'm able to make a choice. I'm able to make decisions. Like the country is sort of open to me. I've very much had this like realization of I can do whatever I want, like to a point, you know? Like I don't have an awful lot of money. I don't have like the entire world open to me. I don't have like a wealth of options, but I have many more options than I did when I was just grabbing at whatever option arose because I didn't have any, you know? So for me, that's been I want to move to Yorkshire. So I started looking at houses, and it's been hard to get over the people that I've had in my past and the shit that they've put onto me. And it's one of those things where it's not entirely autism related, but it also is, because they often like picked and really were mean about my autistic traits. And a lot of my autistic traits are the ways that I function and like process and perceive and find my place in the world type of thing. So I originally visited Yorkshire, like West Yorkshire, very much West Yorkshire. I'm just now watching my first show that's set in North Yorkshire. It's very exciting. But I'd watched a bunch of Sally Wainwright stuff. I'd watched like Gentleman Jack and Last Tango in Halifax and Happy Valley, and I really enjoyed them. And then I realised that they were all filmed quite close by, and I could go to like just Halifax essentially and visit places that all of them had filmed at. So I voiced online that I wanted to do that, and again I got very lucky that one of my like more real life friends, they don't live nearby, I don't get to see him very often, but he saw the video and was like, oh, I can actually just drive you from Liverpool to Halifax and you can stay in a hotel and explore and do what you want, and then I'll drive you home. And that immediately made that an actual like viable option to me before, where I was like, Sorry, it's late at night that I'm filming, I keep losing my words a little bit. But whereas before it had been this thing where I'd been like, okay, I'm finding a thing I want to do. This is quite a big thing for me. I don't often have a thing I want to do. You know, like a lot of my time is spent alone in my house because I like watching things. My special interest is watching things. I don't know what I would go out and do, you know, like I go to the grocery shop, I go for a walk in the park and don't particularly enjoy it because I live in a horrible area. So it was a big thing to be like, oh, there's something I actively want to do that isn't sitting in my house. It's not the next show that I want to watch or the next movie I want to see. It's an actual thing I want to go and do. And then not having to pay like 50 quid for a train and deal with, like, a lot of it is just, yeah, sure, I could realistically save up the money and get the train to this place and get the train home that evening. Doing that amount of time on a train is so much fucking effort for me as an autistic person. It's so much sensory overwhelm, even with headphones on, even with earplugs in. Like, it's just constant like overstimulation from like everything happening around me. I need to keep track of what station I'm at and what station I'm getting off at, and if there's any cancellations, if there's any delays, if I have any changes. It stresses me out to such a high degree that I'm not going to like be able to like actually enjoy and function on my little day after doing that. So having someone off to drive me and you can stay overnight and just have like a relaxed little day and do whatever the fuck I want was a really big like opening up the world, opening up like, oh, I can do whatever the fuck I want, like, you know, within reason. I can rely on people as well and like ask people for help and be like, do you want to do this thing? Can we do this thing together? Can you do this thing for me? Like, it really changed a lot of like my mindset and what I thought was available to me and all of that. And there's also obviously like a massive level of luck, and the fact that I do YouTube and have these videos and people can see them and be like, oh, I can do this for you. That's obviously extremely helpful. But as I was saying, my want to go to Yorkshire was very driven by special interests. My enjoyment of Yorkshire as a whole is very driven by special interests. Every time a police car goes past, I'm like, oh my god, Catherine. Like, it's just so fun to me. Everywhere looks like somewhere out of a TV show that I watch. There's so many TV shows that are filmed there that I really enjoy and that I'm starting to get to and that I'm starting to find. Like, it's just such a great special interest area for like the media that I enjoy, and that really gets me out of the fucking house because I like being in the places that like my TV shows are made at, you know. It's really fun. And then in getting, oh, I've really slouched down, one sec. But in getting more into that, obviously I've also then like the TikTok algorithm picked up on it and started showing me more like random places in Yorkshire. And there's like Sylvia Plath's grave is there, and there's all sorts of just like random really cool places, and the views are incredible. The views in Yorkshire are like nothing else I've ever seen in my life. Like, I've seen the Eiffel Tower, I've seen the Grand Canyon, I've seen some gorgeous places. I've seen like runes carved into the side of a mountain in Turkey, which was incredible. Like, I've been very, very lucky to see some very incredible sights, and none of them fucking match up to Yorkshire. It's just gorgeous. It's stunning. The sun shines differently there, I swear. The sky is more open. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's everything. But like I was saying, it's very driven by special interests. So when I was looking up houses at first and like looking at various villages and towns and where I might want to live and where I might want to go and what was available in various places, as much as like I was very much hearing my ex's voice being like, so you're just going to move to a place because you have a special interest there. That was he used to do that voice at me all the time, and oh my god, it made me feel so small and stupid and silly. I hated it. But I could just hear him going on and on about how ridiculous and silly and stupid it was to move to a place or even visit a place in the first place because some little TV shows were filmed there, were they? And it made me feel like I was making a really stupid decision. It really made me second guess myself. It really made me like start rethinking the decision and be like, am I being crazy and ridiculous? As someone who was like relatively anxious, like extremely anxious and relatively afraid of like the outside world as a whole, I'm gonna just move to a place that I've visited twice on my own. Not even a place that I've like actually properly visited. You know, like I'm not moving to Halifax. I'm outpriced there. I can't afford the rent. I'm having to move like an hour away from there. I've been there to look at the outside of a house and be told the tenants are still in there and we can't go in and go home again. Like, I'm just gonna do that, am I? And when I think about it and when I like unpacked that and went through it and journaled a little bit like a fucking hippie or some shit, I do a lot of like the self-care, self-improvement, self-healing, like the stuff you're supposed to do. I do it and I take it seriously while I'm doing it, but I can't talk about it seriously. Like, I do feel like a lot of it's like very I want to call it hippy dippy, and I do feel that way about it, but I also do think it's helpful and I do use it. But upon doing that, I'm like, actually, I think it's really, really fun to move to a place because it's my special interest and I get to feel like I'm living in a TV show. Because when Doctor Who was airing the Jodie Whittaker era and they were at Lark Lane, I lived like a 20-minute, not even that, like 15-minute walk away from Lark Lane. I was going to Lark Lane like every single fucking day for like 2 years. I loved it every single day because I was in Doctor Who, man. I was in the Doctor, like, oh, I adore it. I absolutely love it. I've been to Cardiff because of Doctor Who. I've been to London to go to places from Ashes to Ashes. I adore being in the places where my TV shows are from. So it makes absolutely perfect sense for me to move to a place that, like, all of it looks like somewhere that one of my TV shows could be set, and I get to feel like I'm a character in my own little TV show. And that again prompts me to further be like, what do I want to do? There's things that I want to do and a person that I want to be, and I can be that and do that, and there's nothing holding me back from that now. And it's been a very massive realisation, and in some ways it's quite scary, and I don't know why I'm sitting like this. I'm so sorry. I'm a very wobbly wiggly person, but like, I feel like it's the beginning, if anything, of like a real self-discovery journey, because like I have a lot of things that I love and that I've always loved and that I've always adored, and I love that about myself. I don't want to lose them. I don't want to let them go. I still adore them and love them, but there's also new things that I'm starting to love and new things that I'm starting to really enjoy and adore, such as crochet. I've started the hexagon cardigan that everyone does. I'm really rather proud of this. If I put my cup of tea down a moment. Hey Dad, I like this. I like this hat. I'm quite proud of this hat. I want to wear this hat. I'm not going to wear this hat. I might wear this hat. I was going to take out part at one point. But you see, like, I want to be someone that makes crochet and wears crochet stuff that I have made. And I've like wanted that since I was a really little kid. I have a whole thing where my mum tried to teach me how to crochet, but she had like no patience and didn't actually teach me, and it was really difficult. And I spent years, my storage ran out. And then I really do think I pressed film, but it didn't show me that I had. I don't know if it recorded or not. So I need to start from where I was, which I'd shown you me at. So moving on from crochet, I don't feel so bad that so many of the things that I want to do and so many parts of like the person that I want to be are things that I intend to do and start and be when I move, because they're not accessible to me right now. And that's also been a really big, like, sorry, there's a weird light outside, and I know now that I'm properly looking that it is just a plane, but I really hoped it was aliens. But yeah, I've been like really quite down on myself and felt really bad about like not getting out there and doing things, when like the reality is that the things aren't there for me to do, you know? Like, I want to go on big long walks, and I've done it a few times here, and the places I've walked have been fucking boring or actively just really fucking depressing. Like, you know, when it's like, oh yeah, there's a big local hill and there's a forest and it's gonna be lovely, and then you go up and it's like there's condom wrappers and just beer cans, and the Victorians carved a horse in here and someone else has carved a dick here. Like, it's just, it don't feel fun, it don't feel good, I don't fucking enjoy it, I don't feel in any way replenished or better after it. I don't want to go for long walks here, it's horrible. If I have to get the train to then go on my long walk, I don't enjoy the long walk because I'm just dreading having to fucking get back on the train. I really hate public transport. It's the only thing that I use. I deal with it when I need to. I don't enjoy it. I don't want it to be a part of my nice day out, and it does make it like reasonably inaccessible to me. Whereas if I live in the place that I want to live in, there's lots of nice places to walk in very like local distance, like walk through a few like residential streets and boom, you're in nature. You can go for a nice walk with nice views and feel good. And I'll give that when I've been on my little walks in Yorkshire, there is sometimes a bit of litter, sometimes it's not the cleanest or the nicest, but that's again where like part of the person I want to be and who we can become, and something I want to do is just collect litter. I think it's a nice community thing to do. I don't think anyone wants to see it. I don't think like, and I don't think the council does enough to like actively remove it a lot of the time. I don't mind being the person that buys a fucking picker and takes out a bin bag and puts a few things in the bin, you know? I don't mind. I actively want to do that. I think that's a nice thing to do for the community. I want to be an active part of the community, and that's where like I have tried to do that here, and I've gone to events and I've gone to things, and it's just not been enjoyable. It's not been pleasant. I've not enjoyed the people that I've met a lot of the time, not always. There's been some absolute gems of people that I've met here. Like, you can't like tar everyone. it is a generalisation, but a lot of the things that I want to do don't exist here, you know? And I did get down on myself and feel like I was making excuses for the longest time, because that's what a lot of really shitty friends told me, and I'm glad I'm not friends with them anymore, because like the shit I want to do is not here. I Google it and nothing comes up, or if it does come up, it's extremely fucking expensive to a point where I just simply cannot afford it. It's ridiculous. It's like £80 for one session or some shit like that. Or it's when I've been to the like more affordable community arts based things, they're so like niche and clubby and all, like everyone knows what they're doing and knows what they're there for, and they all know each other and everyone knows how everything goes, and I don't have a clue, and it's really awkward and embarrassing to be the person that like stands out and isn't like doing what everyone else does and doesn't understand what's going on, you know? Whereas when I Google the things I want to do in the place that I want to move to, they're available, they are there, they exist. There's community things that are free. There's courses and things that I would like to learn and things that I want to know that are like £15 instead of 80, you know? I think a lot of like the toxic positivity and all of that kind of bollocks and like the general like, if you're not happy it's your own fault sort of stance a lot of people take has made it feel like if you ever blame the place that you live, you're just making excuses and it's not actually the place you live and you need to do better. And sometimes it fucking just is that the place you live is not the place that's meant for you. And that's very much where I've been for like the last 12 years now, because it's where my mother decided we should move. So I'm really satisfied in making a choice for myself that I feel like is going to help me to like improve myself and do things that I want to do and be the person I want to be and meet people that are going to be similar to me and people that I can like have like real life community with and do things with and like, you know, just have a nice fucking life. Like I don't feel like I'm asking for that much, you know? I don't know why I keep doing that with my shoulder, it's just the way my body feels. I don't know why I did that on camera, but I sort of like, for lack of a better descriptor, because it's getting kind of late, I sort of cock block myself from things that I want to do a lot of the time. Not a lot of the time, but some of the time. Because I was just so discouraged from a lot of it by so many people. And you know, like, obviously I have changed and grown since I was like a child. But also I feel like I've stayed like extremely very much the same base person. I see like, you know, I'm very much still the same person in so many ways. And it does feel like a big like sort of, I'm sorry, there's a police helicopter. That's the area I live in. If I film in the daytime we get dogs barking and cars revving and people shouting, and if I film at night we get the police helicopter. That's where I am, okay? I'm desperately trying to not be here. Like I was saying, it's very much felt like sinking back into some of my childhood self. Like there was a level to which like before the age of like 9 maybe, it didn't feel like people really affected me. People's opinions didn't really brush on me. Like if someone was rude, they were rude because they're an asshole. Like it just things like I was very water off a duck's back kind of thing, you know. Things just didn't really bother me. I just knew what I wanted to do and I did what I wanted to do, and it's very much felt like sinking back into that, which was very much lost through my parents, like mostly my mother, very much wanting me to like be a specific way and do what she told me and not question anything and not make any of my own decisions, and not ever want to compromise, not ever be unhappy with the decision that was made for me, and then pretty much being passed off to a man to do the same thing from the age of 16. So there is a mixture of like, it is a lot easier to like make decisions on what you want to do when you can make decisions, like when you have multiple options open to you, when you're able to like make those choices. And there is a level to which like I've had some proper wobbles, you know. Like the issue with having some options is that they can be too big, because it's one of those things where like I have set myself on Yorkshire now. I know I like Yorkshire, I know I enjoy the people there. I find it easier to communicate with people on just like a day-to-day level. I feel a lot more comfortable there. I like it a lot. But I've had many a night where I'm having like an absolute wobbly and I'm like, why the fuck would I move to Yorkshire? Someone said in this TikTok that it's a shithole. Like something will set me off and trigger me, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I could move anywhere and I'm moving there. Like I'm suddenly looking up houses and flats and apartments and studios and like shit everywhere up and down the UK. Like I'm like, it's terrifying to be like, I could move anywhere. Like it's one of those where I couldn't move anywhere, you know, like I can't afford to live in central London. Like I couldn't afford like Brighton, you know, like if it's a trendy city with high rent, I can't fucking afford it. But for the most part, I am wanting to move somewhere rural because I'm really tired of the police helicopters and things like that. I would like to live a quiet life, please. So like that does narrow it down somewhat for me. But like one of my neighbours at one point was like, oh, I don't know if I'd like West Yorkshire because it's landlocked, isn't it? There's no sea around you anywhere. And I was like, oh my, I won't be anywhere near the sea. And it's like, there's a beach 20 minutes away from me on the train. I've been twice. Like, come on. I can barely even fucking swim. I wouldn't want to swim in the British Sea for the most part. Like, it doesn't fucking matter to me if it's landlocked, but suddenly I was looking at like fucking Scarborough and fucking places over by the sea in case I don't want to be landlocked. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like I've suddenly like grown the world like a steel backbone and I'm like so set in my decisions and it's so easy to make choices. Like a lot of things still have me going through an absolute panic attack, like literally like meltdowns and panic attacks while I'm like settling on the decision and trying to convince myself that it's the right choice to make and that actually I do feel good about it, even though I don't feel good about it at all in the moment. And it's really, really, really hard. It's really fucking difficult, but it's achievable, you know? And that's a big fucking deal. That's a good thing. That's woo. I'm also really soon, not really soon, in the next couple of months, I'm gonna cut the blonde off. I want the blonde gone. Someone that I don't like anymore bleached it for me and I don't want it there anymore, and I don't want my braids to be like too short, you know, but as they've grown I keep snipping bits off and I want it gone. And that's also a part of it, is my hair and the way that I dress and the way that I look. I want, you know, like I know who it is that I want to be and the way that I want to be, and it's not too far from who I am as well, is I think a really, really big thing. I spent a very long time trying to like create who I was going to be around like my favourite characters and the way that other people told me I should be and the way that I saw other people being. And there is still a level to which I derive like inspiration for who I want to be from the people around me and from characters I like and from celebrities I like and stuff like that. Like inspiration's a good thing, but I'm also just a lot more secure and sure of who I am as a person. Not necessarily sure of myself, but I feel very settled in who I am, you know, like it's not really something that I question anymore. Like I used to question it a lot. I was constantly like, oh my god, who am I, what am I doing, what is going on, like who the fuck am I, massive question. And these days I just like, me innit, I'm Dana, hiya, thank you, just little old me, don't worry about it, you know. And also just not having anybody niggling in my ear. Everybody that I speak to these days, everybody that I'm in like regular communication with is someone that I feel is supportive to me, someone that is kind to me, somebody that I like, you know. I like speaking to them, I like being around them. Like there may be like interpersonal issues and system issues and like things might not always be perfect. Sometimes you need to like be able to set boundaries with people and stuff, but everybody that I interact with is supportive of my ideas and what I want, you know. And like they might question, how are you going to manage that, how are you going to do this, you know. They're realistic about it and they help me to remain realistic about it, but they're supportive and they're like, what can we do to set it up so you can do that, instead of being like, you can't do that, you know. And that is, it's incredible, it's insane, like the amount of just like personal strain and emotional stress and just like a whole host of negative things that are relieved and taken away and made easier through having just general emotional support from the people that are around you. It's it's one of those things where like I don't even need that much emotional support, I don't think, because it's one of those where like just not having people that are being like, you can't fucking do that, what are you thinking, why would you ever do that, you're making a stupid decision, nobody else thinks this is a good idea, just not having that, incredible, it's beautiful, I love it. I know this has been another bit of a ramble, but a lot of my rambles are like really fucking depressing, and I try to keep them like upbeat and entertaining and have a little jokey joke and all that, but they are about depressing topics, we can't deny. It's really nice to be in a position where I can make positive videos sometimes where I can ramble about nice and good things, where I'm like, I feel proud of this achievement, I feel good about this thing, I feel like things are moving forward for me in a way that's going to like be a major actual improvement to my life and to me as a person and to like my general journey and all the hippy dippy bollocks, you know, all of that. It's just really nice to have something happy and nice and positive and good to say, and that is also very much thanks to a lot of people that are watching, lots like in so many ways. So many people here have helped me in like, it's indescribable, you know, like from I have a guarantor because somebody watched my videos and decided to subscribe. I have my deposit because somebody watched a video and decided to subscribe, and like, yeah, now we're like very, very fucking good friends, but also like we wouldn't have met if this wasn't a whole thing, you know, if you weren't here. That's what we're going with. I fucking hate myself sometimes. But whether it's the really big stuff like that, or whether it's just nice comments, like reading through my, being able to sit down and read through my YouTube comments is literally a childhood dream of mine from the age of like 12. Like, I was so excited to get a single comment back then, and I still read them all because like, being able to sit down and open my little community tab and scroll through and have comments to read, literal childhood dream come true. And I do it, and I'm like so fucking impressed with myself, and I'm like, it's one of those where I am really like, are you fucking seeing this? Like, to myself, you know, I am like, oh, it's incredible. And so many of them are nice. Like, the vast majority of my comments are so nice and so supportive, and I really, I don't say it an awful lot because I feel stupid and sappy and gushy, but it really is like a major like confidence and mental boost, and like, it's just so kind of you all and so nice, and it just, oh, you know, it's a literal dream. It's not really something that I like ever expected, but it's something I really fucking wanted, and like was like, I'm going to work hard and achieve that, and like, it's fab, you know. Also had Sarah buy the lights for my fucking new place. I knew people would get the vibe of like, these are things for their new place. They are gonna go, I'm thinking they're gonna go up in my kitchen because kitchen lightings are usually a bit horrible, so I could put them under like the counter. So like, me and Otis are very happy with those, thank you very much. And segue to the reminder that I have an Amazon wish list that'll be linked down below. I should go through it and look at it properly, to be fair. Maybe give me a day or two on that, because I sometimes I just add stuff late at night and I'm like, I do want that, to be fair. And then later on I'm like, God, there's things that I actually fucking need. Like, most of my socks have holes in them. Put some fucking socks on there, babes. Like, there's so many things that I actually do need. Like, I don't own any walking boots, and I'm planning to start going hiking in like 3 months. Like, I don't own any waterproof clothes properly. Like, I have one waterproof coat that I got from the charity shop that I do admittedly love, but it's not warm or anything. Like, I need like a dry robe or something. Like, there's things I need that I do have a mattress on. It's fucking expensive. I need to like put affordable things on there. No one has any, you don't have to buy me anything. Nobody has to buy me anything. You also don't have to give me money, but if you want to, you can do so on Patreon or Ko-fi. If you don't want to give me money or don't have me money to give, I totally vibe with that. You're fine, it's chill. I feel like I need to say like, no cap, skibbity. Like, I don't know why I went into like some weird modern, it's because I type. When I'm talking via text, I say like vibe all the time, but I never fucking say it in real life. It was really weird for me to say it then. I didn't enjoy that at all. But if you don't want to, you know, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, or Blue Sky. I think I made one post on Blue Sky, I'm not lying to you. I should stop saying it, I should stop linking it. I'm not gonna fucking use it. It's been months, it might have been years, to be honest with you. It's been a fucking while. But I do post regularly on TikTok, and this is getting so fucking long. Whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you're having a lovely morning, evening, day, afternoon, week, month, year. That fucking police helicopter's still about, and I will see you again in a couple of days.